Yo, what is good, YouTube? We are back with another episode of the Trading Den V2. This is going to be the second to last video of the Trading Den V2. If you guys are not in the free Discord, go join it. It is the first link down below. Now that I have given you everything that I use in the markets, right? I don't use everything that I've given you, but I think that the stuff I've given you, you can take for yourself if you like those concepts and then put it into your own strategy if you don't want to use what I use, right? So this video is going to be episode 18, I think, of the Trading Den V2. The next one is going to be the back testing session of the Turtle Soup entry model. This is going to be putting it all together, how I find my bias intraday. We're not going to get into the charts. We're just going to go over the plan. Whenever you wake up in the morning and get on the charts, how to plan your trade and then trade your plan, right? This is going to be putting it all together. So the first step that you want to do is find out where the weekly candle wants to go, right? Is it going to be a bullish weekly or a bearish weekly candle, right? That is the first step of understanding intraday bias. If you understand where the weekly candle wants to go, it'll help you understand where the intraday daily candle is going to go, right? So the second step after you find out where your weekly candle wants to go, right? How are you going to figure that out? PD arrays. Has the weekly chart hit a fair value gap, order block, or an old high or low, and then reacted off of it on the 4-hour chart, right? Weekly to 4-hour, right? Time frame alignments. Go watch the market maker model video. If you don't understand time frame alignments, go watch that, right? Understand where that weekly candle is most likely to go. After you have identified that, you want to find your intraday bias, right? You want to find out, are we going to be going higher? Are we going to go lower? And if there is news, allow the news to give you a bias, right? If you remember my news video, right? If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's actually a really good video. So go watch that. I know a lot of people liked it. So go watch the news video. Allow the news to give you a bias, right? If the chart doesn't give you any significant, hey, we're going to go bullish, we're going to go bearish, wait for the news to drop at 8:30, even 10 o'clock. Allow that to manipulate price or start pushing towards the draw and liquidity if you were confused on where the draw was, right? Identify what those key times did, right? Midnight, 8:30, 9:30, 10, right? Identify what those key times did and where we will most likely go at the next key time, right? Use your macros to say, okay, this macro could deliver us lower, this macro could deliver us higher, right? Putting all this together, right? All these key times will give you the intraday bias as well. So if there is news as well, allow the news to give you bias. If there isn't, what you want to do is say, hey, London did this, midnight did this, 8:30 manipulated, 9:30 should push us to the draw, right? So understand your intraday bias. After that, identify any higher time frame SMTs, a 4-hour, 1-hour SMT, even a daily SMT is cool too. Say to yourself, okay, well, there's an SMT at this high, so if there is a strong reaction from this SMT, we're going to go the opposite way, right? So pretty simple. After that, identify your daily profile and key levels, right? So this is where I gave you guys daily profiles, but to be honest, I don't use daily profiles, right? I use daily power of threes, right? If there is a 15-minute accumulation, I wait for that manipulation. That is the only thing that I do. I don't say, okay, London reversal, New York continuation. I don't like using daily power or daily profiles. If there is a daily power of 3, that is the favorite thing to trade for me, right? And that's identified on the 15-minute chart for me. So yeah, I mean, the trade that I took Friday, if you guys want to take a look at it, come into the Discord. It was made from a daily power of 3, right? There was a 1-hour accumulation, 8:30 manipulated higher. I shorted the very top of that candle. So if you don't believe me, come into the Discord, come look for yourself, right? So identify your daily profile and your key levels, right? I always identify a 4-hour. I'd like to find a 4-hour key level, but if there isn't any around, I'll look at the 1 hour. I will not trade if there is no 4 hour or 1 hour key level to identify in the direction of my bias. So if I'm bullish and there's no bullish fair value gap or bullish order block, I'm not trading, right? Key levels is the only way to trade. If there is no key level, there is no trade to be taken, right? After I have identified a key level and saw if there was a daily power of 3, I'll identify a 4 hour range, right? So if you're confused about this, we can just go to the 4 hour chart on Friday, right? So right here on Friday, I was using this candle as the range, right? Why? Because this candle took buy side and sell side liquidity. This candle at 8:30 news drove all the way higher, 4 hour fair value gap, and then I shorted up here, right? And I wanted to target all the way down here, moved my stop 140 points give or take into profit, and I got stopped out. It's cool with me, right? So I wanted to see this candle, right, wicks higher and wicks lower. I wanted to see if this candle's range could get taken to the downside, right? We also had low resistance liquidity. So I wanted to see if this 4 hour range could be taken from buy side to sell side. That's how you identify these 4 hour ranges, right? Sometimes I will, if it's a Monday, I'll use a 1 hour range, but I like to use the 4 hour ranges. So yeah, now where is that? Whoa. Okay, so boom. Okay, now this is looking a little ugly, so let me pull this up here. Okay, after you have identified a 4 hour candles range, has the key level been hit? Has that been hit? Wait for the lower time frame soup or SMT, and then use one of the entry models that I've given you: unicorn, fair value gap, order block, or the turtle soup. One of those 4 that I have given you. If you haven't watched that, it was the last video that I uploaded. Right here is basically all I use, right? I'll find where the weekly candle wants to go during Sunday night, or I'll do it Monday morning. And then I don't really look at the weekly chart. I'll keep in mind I think the weekly candle is going to be bullish, and then I don't look. So then it's just step 2 to 8, right? I'll find the intraday bias. I'll see if there's any higher time frame SMTs. I'll identify a key level or a daily power of 3. Identify a 4 hour candles range, and then I'll wait for that key level to be hit, and then I'll wait for the soup or SMT, and then I'll soup it, right? That's all I do, right? So technically you could just remove 6 because you're identifying the key levels, and you don't trade without the key levels, so you're going to wait for it anyways. So basically you can remove step 6, and then it's just step 2 to 7, right? Without 6, so you'd move these 2 up, and then this would become 7. That's how math works. Okay, so right there is putting it all together. Now this, the plan, this is it. Key level in line with bias? No trade. Yes, SMT soup, entry. Boom, that's the plan, right? Key level in line with bias, SMT soup, entry. That's it. No trade. And then finally, plan your trades and trade your plans, right? If you can't plan the trade, there's no trade to be taken, right? If you can't say, if the market does this, then I'm going to do that and enter. If you can't do that, there's no trade to be taken, right? Allow your mindset to allow you to execute, right? The first step of executing a good trade starts in your mind, right? Because if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, man, could this trade work? I hope it works. If you're hoping, there's no trade, right? Allow your mindset to tell yourself, this is what I'm going to do if this happens, and then I'm going to execute. And then you wait patiently for the trades to work for you, right? You're not just going to sit there saying, I entered, okay, it's not really moving, I'm just going to get out, right? Okay, it moved 5 points in profit, stopped break even, stopped out. Don't do that. Wait for the trade to move. Well, that's later. Wait for the trade to work for you, right? Don't just sit there thinking, right? Hit the buy or sell button, sit back and just say, all right, I'm in the trade, nothing I can do. It's in the market's hands now, right? It's not up to you anymore. It's up to the market to do what you think it'll do. There's nothing else to do, right? And then stop loss or take profit. That's it. stop loss or take profit. Break even whenever a trade hits a 1-to-1 or there is heavily displacement towards the direction you think it's going to go. So if you shorted and there's strong displacement lower, just move your stop to break even, right? If you souped it, right? I'm talking about soups in this case, right? So if we're right here, boom, right, and you shorted, let's say right here, and there's this move lower, just move your stop to break even, because there should be a PD erase right here. There's a unicorn here, right? If it runs through that, you're probably going to get stopped out at this high anyways. So move your stop to break even, right? But if you want to short the fair value gap, right? If you short the fair value gap, your stop's going to be up here. Then after this strong move lower, you can move your stop lower, right? So don't move your stop to break even until it hits a 1-to-1 or there's strong displacement away from your entry, right? So this is it, right? This is it. This is all you have to do. Putting it all together, plan, and then your mindset, right? I've given you everything, right? The next thing is going to be a backtesting session. They're boring and they're long, but if you truly want to learn, you'll watch through it. So putting it all together, this is it. This is going to be the end of the series. And then, oh, dude, I did say that I was going to buy a 50K and then pass it. So I guess I'm going to have to do that now too. So I guess this isn't quite over until I pass a 50K. So I'll probably start that maybe this upcoming week. Probably. I don't know. I'll start it whenever I start it. I mean, I don't really care. I'll do it when I do it. So it won't be long, right? I mean, it won't be too long, but I'll pass the 50K for you, go over all the trades, and some of the trades I might execute live, like I'll start the recording and then give you my plan, hit buy or sell, and then sit here with you guys. But I might trade on live stream too. I don't know yet. There's been something wrong with my internet, so I've been lagging a lot recently. So once I get a Wi-Fi extender, because my computer's upstairs, my router's downstairs, and I don't know how to run a Ethernet through walls or anything, so I need a Wi-Fi extender. So I'll grab that and maybe I'll hop on YouTube live with everybody and trade up there or on there. So this was putting it all together. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in another one. Bye bye.